You passed somebody this week, somebody who needed something small, a minute, a hand, somebody to ask twice, and you kept walking. You weren't being cruel. You had a reason. You always have a reason, and the reasons are usually good ones. Jesus told a story about exactly that. It starts with a question. How far does this actually have to go? This is Ember. Something in you went quiet, not cold. This is about what wakes it. 5 minutes on what Christ actually said, and what it looks like when somebody actually does it. A man comes to Jesus and asks what it takes to really live. Love God, he says, and love your neighbor. And the man asks the follow-up any of us would ask. He says, and who is my neighbor? Which means, where does this stop? He doesn't answer with a definition. He answers with a story. 18 miles, Jerusalem down to Jericho, and down is literal. It falls more than 3,000 feet through a canyon. Blind corners, caves, long empty stretches with rock on both sides. Everybody listening knew that road. And everybody listening knew the rule. You don't stop on it. A man goes down it anyway. Robbers take everything he has, beat him, and leave him at the side. Half dead. No water, no shade, nobody coming. A priest comes down the same road, sees him, crosses to the other side and keeps going. Then a Levite, a man who worked at the temple, sees him, does the same. Here's what we get wrong about those two. They weren't monsters. They had reasons, real ones, the kind you'd accept from yourself. Touch a body that turns out to be dead, and you're unclean. 7 days of it. And for a priest, unclean meant shut out. No temple, no serving. A week of washing and waiting to get back in. And everybody counting on him that week, waiting too. And the road wasn't safe. Robbers used decoys. Stopping could be the last thing you ever did. They didn't hate him. They waited up, and the answer came back. Keep walking. You've done that one. It takes about a second and a half. I'm late. I don't know them. Somebody else will. It isn't safe. And the worst part is that most of the time, you're right. Then a Samaritan comes down the road. And you have to know what that word did to the crowd. A priest, a Levite. Everyone listening is waiting for the third man to be one of their own. Instead, he says Samaritan. Jews and Samaritans had despised each other for centuries. So when Jesus says a Samaritan came down the road, something goes through the crowd. Whatever is coming next, it is not going to be comfortable. He stops. Look at what stopping actually costs him. He kneels in the dirt of a road he isn't safe on. Same road, same robbers, same reasons available to him. Oil and wine out of his own bag, onto the wounds. His own cloth for bandages. He puts the man on his own animal, which means from here he walks. An inn, a night sitting up with a stranger, 2 days' wages handed over in the morning. And then, whatever else he needs, put it on my account. I'm coming back. Nothing in that is a feeling. Every piece of it is something he did with his hands and paid for out of his own pocket. Then Jesus turns the question over. The man had asked where the line was, who he was on the hook for. Jesus asks him, which of these three was a neighbor to the man in the ditch? He never answers who qualifies. He asks who acted. And then 4 words, go and do likewise. which is easy to admire and hard to do, and we're not going to pretend otherwise. The road is still dangerous. Stopping still costs. It'll still tell you to keep walking, and most days, most of us will. He doesn't tell the story to make anybody feel guilty about that. He tells it because somebody is lying at the side of a road you're on this week. It won't look like a canyon. It'll look like a message you don't want to answer. A neighbor you've been meaning to check on for a month. Somebody at work that everyone has quietly given up on. It'll be the one it would be easiest to walk past. So, this week, not a feeling. Something with your hands. Make the call. Knock on the door. Sit down and stay longer than is comfortable. You don't need a reason, and you don't need anything to say. Stopping is the whole thing. Small? Sure. So is a candle. And you only need one to prove the darkness wrong.